FinTech Maya aims to hasten growth in its integrated ecosystem encompassing digital banking, payments, and lending. Maya Innovation's main shareholder, PLDT Incorporated, said last February Maya Group booked a profit in full year 2024 and that Maya Bank has been in the black starting September 2024. Well, with us now for more is Group President and Maya Bank co-founder Shailesh Baidwan. Good to have you with us, SP. Thank you so much for joining us. So what's made you profitable? What were the key drivers for that?
Sure, Kathy. As you know, we had a consumer wallet, Pay Maya, which then became Maya. And of course, we have a very large merchant acquiring business where we process payments for large enterprises, small micro enterprises. And then we launched Maya Bank, which we put at the heart of this ecosystem, which helped us to provide a full suite of services, both for the individual consumers on the Maya app and also for our micro, small enterprises on Maya Business Manager. So what we saw was with the introduction of Maya Bank, the Maya Bank grew rapidly thanks to the ecosystem it was leveraging. And in turn, the services from Maya Bank helped to accelerate the growth of our payments ecosystem. So it really became a virtuous loop where we've seen both of them reinforcing each other and really accelerating the growth of all our products across both the segments. And that really has helped us, along with great cost management and, of course, what we believe is good customer experience, thanks to a lot of the tech and products that we build in-house.
Well, for impatient investors, creating that end-to-end ecosystem might have taken a little bit of time. So what were the obstacles in trying to get there and piece it up end-to-end?
It is, definitely. It was, we were not a bank, and that was not part of the original plan, so as to say. But when we realized that in the Philippines, the opportunity with more than half the adult population not having a basic bank account, micro enterprises, which generate 99% of the employment, so as to say, and less than 4% of the formal loans from banking going to them, we realized we really needed to be the primary financial service provider for individual consumers and for micro and small enterprises, which meant becoming a bank. Because we believe that we needed to own the core products and provide them end-to-end. It did take us some time, absolutely, like you rightly pointed out, but I would think that we are amongst the fastest bank to profitability, digital bank to profitability across the globe. In less than 3 years, we got to profitability, and we continue to see, after we introduced the digital bank, in 3 years, our revenues have grown over 5-fold. And like I said, that's systematic across all our products and services. So at this stage, I think the patience of the investors has been repaid with the growth that we continue to see.
But you've become profitable at a time economic growth is projected to slow because of what's going on overseas with the uncertainty over Trump's tariffs. How is that going to impact deposit and lending growth?
Sure. As you were pointing out earlier, lots of volatility. The first 100 days have been pretty interesting. But when we look at Philippines, which is where we operate, right, the GDP growth rate is still very much around the 6% range. The inflation is very much between the 2 to 4 at 3.2%. And when we look at, the domestic economy, which is what we largely serve, over there, the customers aren't over-leveraged. Enterprises, small, micro, don't have access to formal credit. A lot of the customers who have opened a saving bank account with us, a lot of the micro enterprises whom we have given a working capital loan, we are the first time ever formal financial service provider of these services to them. So we're not talking of an over-leveraged consumer base or an over-leveraged enterprise base where concerns are there of potential changes. So overall, the macros are strong for the Philippines domestically, and I think we are just getting started in growing a young, developing market. So at this stage, versus when the inflation were running slightly higher till 6, 8, 9 months back, I think now we believe that the environment is reasonably stable. So we are quite comfortable with continuing with hyper growth over the coming quarters and months.
You're comfortable about launching any new product offerings then?
We are constantly adding to our suite of products and services. So for the micro and small enterprises, what we call the Maya Business Manager. Now, earlier it used to process payments. Now that has the business deposit, where you can put the surplus cash. You can do disbursements, payments to your suppliers. You also have the ability to short-term working capital from us, as all in that one portal. So we're constantly adding new services and products and rolling that out. On the consumer side of the house, similarly, of course, we've got investment services. You can buy individual stocks on PSE. You can also buy mutual funds. And we also are continuing to add our lending products. So our latest is credit card. So our Maya Black credit card is literally going live even as we speak right now, you and I. So we will be continuously adding products and services because, like I said, the market is so underserved that the opportunity is just very, very large.
But what's the lure of a credit card for, say, a Gen Z customer
Right.
who probably is demanding the clarity and the structure of a debit card?
That's really interesting. So if we look at in the Philippines, the penetration of a credit card in the adult population is around 8%. That's it. And that's a proxy for people having access to credit from financial services. So that is extremely low. It's lower than the Southeast Asian peers, and of course, it's far off from the global averages. On the other side, when we look at the Google search data, guess the single most searched financial service product in the Philippines? Credit card. It is seen as a product that is convenient, that is aspirational. So from across all the segments, especially Gen Y, Gen Zs, and millennials. So we are very excited to introduce a product we think which will be very relevant. But it will come with all the controls, Kathy, that these people are looking for.
Such
so within
as?
the app, you'll be able to control. If I give you a credit limit of 10,000, you can reduce that to 1,000 if you want. If you don't want the card to be used overseas, you can zeroize that. If for online purchase. So the controls that you will have as a consumer are going to be at a different level. While at the same time, a lot of them, like I said, don't have a credit card. So our AI engines will help first time ever credit card or create credit card holders, first time ever credit card holders. So we're giving you control, which is what you want, which is a lot of what the Gen Y, Gen Z millennials want to do. You can see your statement instantly. You can see all your transactions instantly. You can pay the balances off instantly. Everything's under your control. So if your concern is around getting leveraged or indebted, control is in your hands. You can instantly pay your bills, settle it, run it the way you want.
Any IPO fundraising activities in the offing?
At this stage, the focus is on growth. Like I said, we've grown fivefold in the last 3 years. This year, for the first quarter, deposits, loans, payments, all the businesses are doubling versus first quarter last year. So our focus really is on growth. We have enough capital to continue to fuel our growth aspirations, continue to add to our capabilities on AI, fraud, technology, and all the rest. So at this stage, no hurry to get to an IPO.
We have about 30 seconds. I'm just wondering, before you go, how do you pay up on any given day? I mean, how has it changed? Like, what is part cash and what is part credit card or debit card and Maya app?
For me?
Being the boss of Maya, yeah.
That's a great question. It just depends on what I'm transacting. If I'm transacting a small transaction at a small merchant, it tends to be QR, right? If I'm online, I use my virtual Maya card, right? Because that's safe, it's a virtual card. If I'm going and doing a larger transaction, I tend to use my Landers credit card at this stage. So it really depends on where I'm shopping, what I'm doing, where I'm purchasing, online, offline, because the solutions are designed to cater for all of those, right? If it's a large transaction, I want to earn the points, cash back, I'll use my credit card. Online, I want safety, security to make sure my other payment instruments aren't impacted, so I use my virtual card.
So don't leave home without any of that, your phone or your traditional
without
wallet.
Maya.
All right, well, thank you so much, SP.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Pleasure.
That was Shailesh Baidwan of Maya.